the Christian ethos, the emphasis is redemption one soul at a time. Well, I'm a psychologist, That's what I think. One person at a time. Because everyone's connected way more intensely than we think. Yeah. And so there's no such thing as a trivial person. And there's no such thing as a trivial sin or a trivial accomplishment for that matter. And so, and I know that. I studied totalitarianism for a long time. I know how it comes about. It comes about when everyone lies. It's about everything, all the time. And the way you stop that is by not lying. And that's how it stops. So what's it like? Painful and insanely exhilarating at the same time. And, the balance has shifted over the years to the exhilaration. Once I got on top of it, once I got my health under control, which required pretty stringent discipline. Like I eat steak, and when I deviate from that, things start to fall apart around me pretty quick.
Isn't it crazy that alone is polarizing? You're eating all the steak.
Yeah.
You're contributing to the downfall of civilization. You're destroying the environment. Don't you know that cows are the #1 producer of...
I know.
We got to stop eating meat, Jordan. We eat too much meat.
Yeah,
that's why the world's... Meanwhile, China's opening up coal plants every week. It's hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's just another... Okay, so it's also surreal. And that's one element. The diet thing, not just alone, is surreal. I mean, my daughter was so sick, and now she's great.
Isn't it crazy?
It's crazy. Well, my wife is on this carnivore diet too, and it's been unbelievably good for her.
It's unbelievably good for almost everybody I've ever met. That's what's really nuts.
Well, it's crazy.
For the mind. That's
yeah. Well, your brain likes to run on ketones, as it
really
turns out. Yeah, it really does.
I felt when I've done it back and forth, but when I'm on it strictly, when I go back to it, one of the things that I notice immediately is I have like an extra gear intellectually.
Yeah.
My brain works
stamina.
better. Yeah, more stamina.
Yeah. We're going to run a study and IQ test people.
Really?
Yeah, because we don't know, but there's 2 studies planned. One group will be people with immunological disorders, try carnivore, keto, and no ordinary diet, random assignation. But we're also going to give them personality and IQ tests.
You should do it with junk food. I'd be fascinated to see people go the right way first and then try junk food.
Yeah,
right. Sort of like
it'd be good to do an ABAB design. That's
remember
what that is.
What was that? Super Size Me?
Yeah,
that documentary.
Yeah,
where the guy just
it's clear. It's absolutely crystal clear that we eat too many carbohydrates. Like the food pyramid is upside down.
Yes, clearly. And then on top of that, environmental pollutants and all the other issues that we have with additives. And this is, to me, is one of the more exciting things about this current administration is the Make America Healthy Again movement. And eliminate fluoride from the water, eliminate all these. I think there's a new list of ingredients that most of them are banned in Europe and a lot of other places and are legal in America. And it's insanity, and it doesn't make any sense. And oftentimes, the arguments don't even make sense as to why they continue to produce it, because they produce the same products for Canada, for instance, where Canada has better laws when it comes to the additives. So they produce the ones in Canada where they don't have the negative, dangerous additives, and yet they still make this argument that to force them to stop doing that in America will cause great economic harm. It's like,
well, it's clearly the case that we have an obesity, diabetes, and mental health epidemic, and the probability that all of those are associated with insulin resistance and immunological reactions seems to me to be
probably
certain.
Herbicides and pesticides.
Yeah,
as well.
There's a cascade of differential effects. Undoubtedly, some people are more sensitive to those things as well.
I was watching a documentary that I sent to Jamie about China, and one of the China innovates at such a level, such a fascinating level that because they're integrated with the government, which I'm not saying is a good thing, but because of that, sort of unlimited growth, because the growth is designed for the state. Like everyone's all involved in it. One of the things they're doing is integrating rice farms with crayfish farms. So they figured out a way to stop using herbicides and pesticides and instead farm these 2 things together. So they have the rice and then they have the crayfish. The crayfish feed off the excess material from the rice, but also keep the water nitrogen and carbon rich. And so the rice is more nutrient rich, and so soil is more nutrient rich. And then they're bringing in fish and crabs as well. So they're harvesting all of these different things that people eat along with the rice all in together, and they've created sort of like what they've done with regenerative agriculture, like White Oaks pastures and polyface farms and different regenerative agriculture establishments in America, but they're doing it with rice to avoid using herbicides and pesticides. And
well, hopefully the new administration under Kennedy will be able to figure out how to prioritize these things so some of them happen. My concern, I suppose, it's not my concern, a concern is that they'll try to do too many things at once, and that's why I focused when we talked earlier today about insulin resistance.
Right, but there's so much to try to change.
Well, that's it, and you can't change it all. Like that's There's going to be resistance on all fronts.
But one person at a time, as you're saying, like
Yeah.
when you have this message and you talk to people about things that you've done that have made you healthier, that message resonates, and then one person at
yeah.
a time tries that, their friends join in, and the next thing you know, you've got a large percentage of healthy people that are listening to you.
Yeah.